Yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Bobby D, and I'm back again with another hot, juicy video. And as always, I'm joined by the swollest hair consultant in Texas, Steve Cook.
Bobby.
Thanks for being on my channel, Steve. If I don't already know, Steve has his own channel, Defeating Hair Loss.
Defeating Hair Loss.
It's a great channel. I'll make an appearance on there quite a bit now. So yes. I'm always on there helping out.
Happy to have you, Bobby.
Thanks for letting me be on the channel.
Fantastic model.
Appreciate it. Looking sharp today too, by the way.
You.
You know, and always when Steve's here, we talk about hair. And we actually made a video on Steve's channel, Defeating Hair Loss, about the facts of finasteride. And, you know, there was a study that, you know, people were taking it, you know, for 2, 5, and 10 years and had great results from it. And so my question is, Steve, you know, you've been taking finasteride for 19 years, me 4 years. Is that something we can take for the rest of our lives? And if so, is there side effects for that, or are we just going to keep our hair? What's your take?
Okay. Well, those are some great questions, Bobby. And let's start off with this, that, you know, if we take out of this statement of how long can we use it for, or how long will it last, or all that, this is really all we got. I mean, to block, you know, the conversion of testosterone to DHT is really what this is all about, predominantly in the male body. So with that being said, there's not like another choice that we can kind of switch over to, you know, like a protein powder, and then we try something else, right? Yeah. So we need to stay on it. Now, what we're talking about here, and I'm pretty sure the question you're asking is the efficiency or effective, you know, how well that it's being tolerated by the body for how long. So before we even go there, that finasteride is, you know, a 1 milligram version of the Proscar, which is, you know, made by Merck for men that are closer to my age that can suffer from enlarged prostates. Now, they've been using that for that condition for about 35 to 40 years, and there's not any issues. And that's at 5 milligrams. So there's so much buzz out there, especially online, about, you know, what happens if I'm using this stuff for 20 years or 30. I mean, it's already being done, awesome. And it's already being done in a 5 times the dose. So we have that to kind of like relieve ourselves with as far as worrying about things, because yeah, we do worry, right? So, I mean, I'm not a pharmaceutical guy either. I don't like taking pharmaceuticals. What I will tell you is, based on the studies that we talked about that you're referring to, and I think that was with men from Japan, but it was a really cool study, is that not only is it safe to take long-term, that study went up to about 10 years, but it's also something that's very effective. As a matter of fact, it increased from 2 to 5 years, which was interesting, because I was under the impression that you only kind of increase hair count, you know, and then you maintain after 1 year. So it was very interesting. And then, of course, going on to 10 years, it dropped a little bit, but, you know, that has to do with things like guys not taking consistently and stuff like that. There's different thoughts out there anecdotally. So, you know, Bobby, I'm more of like a data guy, right? I like all clinical research. I'm kind of a nerd. And that's what that video that we did was about in regards to the Japan study. But anecdotally, there's very interesting stuff out there. So sometimes you can kind of think this through, talk to your hair surgeon, you know, and say, well, gee, I just feel like maybe I'm not responding to the finasteride after 15 years. So what can we do, doc? Okay, now we can add a little tiny dutasteride because, you know, not to get into the weeds, this is probably for another video, but finasteride blocks a majority, close to a majority of, if not all, close to all, of the, you know, 5-alpha reductase, which is an enzyme that is converting your testosterone to DHT. So the finasteride alone should do that and get that done. And for the majority, if not close to 100%, what I've seen, that will do the job. Dutasteride, a little bit more expensive, and it can bring in some more side effects. We stay away from that. But in this industry, everybody wants to see something new. So now it's like, hey, what about dutasteride? No, we don't need dutasteride unless you've been taking it 19 years like me, and maybe you're not seeing the same effects. Combine that with just getting older, and you might want to throw in a little dutasteride.
Sure.
The last question I think you asked me was side effects. You know, I'm still just not seeing, and I'm talking to patients all day long, just not seeing those side effects that are documented online. As far as the Japanese study, there was no increase in side effects. It's just really, in my opinion, kind of sad that I'm not questioning information and where it comes from, but that some men and women out there are suffering from hair loss and really scared to take this medication. There is no correlation between long-term usage now that I know of and increased chances of side effects.
Awesome. Well, thanks for dropping some knowledge bombs on us again, as always, Steve. So it's good I can still, take my Finasteride and keep my hair.
You got a long time to go, Bobby.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And as always, guys, if you like my video, be sure to like, subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. And also check out Defeating Hair Loss to see Steve twice a week and lots of his short videos. So be sure to check that out, and we will see you next time.